In the heart of a garage, cluttered with the ghosts of forgotten projects and the dreams of future inventions, Alex's eyes gleamed with a manic energy that mirrored the flickering fluorescent light above. He wiped a smudge of grease from his cheek, his gaze fixed on the contraption that dominated the space. It was a chaotic assembly of copper coils, salvaged computer monitors, and a dizzying array of wires that snaked around to worn-out leather car seats. "Are you ready for this, Ben?" he asked, his voice a hushed whisper of anticipation. Ben, ever the more cautious of the two, gave a hesitant nod, his knuckles white as he gripped the armrest of his seat. "As I'll ever be," he replied, his heart hammering against his ribs. "Just promise me we won't end up in the middle of the French Revolution." Alex just grinned, a wild, brilliant smile. No promises. With a theatrical flourish, he slammed a large, red button on the central console. The machine hummed, then whined, escalating into a roar that shook the very foundations of the garage. The air crackled with ozone, and the world outside their metal pod dissolved into a maelstrom of blinding light and kaleidoscopic color. The violent shuddering ceased as abruptly as it began, replaced by a profound and unnerving silence. The brilliant vortex of light faded, revealing a scene so alien it stole the breath from their lungs. Gone were the familiar dusty shelves and oil-stained concrete of their garage. Instead, they were surrounded by a primordial world, a jungle teeming with an impossible vibrancy. Giant ferns, the size of small trees, unfurled their fronds towards a sky of the deepest azure. Strange, oversized flowers bloomed in hues they had never seen, releasing a thick, sweet perfume into the humid air. The air itself felt heavy, thick with moisture and the scent of damp earth and decaying vegetation. A symphony of bizarre insect calls and unidentifiable chirps echoed through the dense foliage. "Alex," Ben whispered, his voice trembling with a mixture of terror and awe, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Or even in the 21st century." Alex, his initial bravado melting away into sheer wonder, could only stare, wide-eyed, at the prehistoric paradise that stretched out before them. They had done it. They had actually traveled through time. Their awe was shattered by a deafening roar that ripped through the jungle, a sound so powerful it felt like a physical blow. The ground trembled beneath their feet as something immense crashed through the undergrowth nearby. Trees splintered and fell like matchsticks. Out of the dense wall of green, a monstrous head emerged, its skin a patchwork of rough, reptilian scales. A single, golden eye, as large as a dinner plate, fixed upon them with a cold, predatory intelligence. Its jaw, lined with a nightmarish array of dagger-like teeth, gaped open, releasing another earth-shaking bellow. It was a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a creature of nightmare and legend made terrifyingly real. For a frozen moment, they could do nothing but stare at the towering carnivore. Then instinct took over. "Run!" Alex screamed, his voice cracking with pure fear. They scrambled backward, stumbling over tangled roots and thick vines, their lungs burning as they fled from the thundering footsteps that pursued them. The creature was gaining on them, its hot, foul breath washing over them as it closed the distance with terrifying speed. With a final, desperate surge of adrenaline, they lunged back towards the shimmering outline of their time machine. Ben dove through the open hatch first, frantically pulling at Alex's arm as he tumbled in behind him. Alex slammed his palm down on the console, his fingers fumbling over the controls. The T-Rex's massive head rammed into the side of the pod, sending a deafening shriek of protesting metal through the small cabin and throwing them against their seats. The world outside the viewport was filled with a single, furious, golden eye. Just as its jaws began to clamp down on their metallic shell, the familiar whine of the temporal drive screamed to life. The jungle, the dinosaur, the entire prehistoric world dissolved once more into a swirling tunnel of light. A moment later, they were thrown forward as the machine shuddered to a halt. The frantic hum died down, replaced by the gentle drip of a leaky faucet and the distant hum of a refrigerator. They were back in the garage. Breathless, drenched in sweat, and shaking uncontrollably, they looked at each other, their faces pale with shock, but their eyes burning with the impossible, terrifying, and utterly amazing thing they had just witnessed.